Okay everybody, this is my video about my 1972 Suzuki GT 750 water buffalo. I want to point out the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm going to be putting this up on eBay and don't want anybody to have any surprises. So let's take a look at this bike. It is a 2-stroke, 3-cylinder, 750cc water-cooled engine, thus the water buffalo. The bike is in pretty much original condition except for the paint and the seat, which has been replaced with an aftermarket version, so there's no rusty seat pan. Let's take a closer look. The paint isn't that great on this bike, and unfortunately there is a dent on the top of the tank there. From about 20 feet it looks good, as does the chrome, but I would rate the chrome about a 5 out of 10 just based on the pitting and the staining that exists on it. The engine has what appears to be only one coat of paint on it, which is either original or has been refurbed at one point in its day. It has Mikuni carbs on it with pod air filters. I am including the original air box, but I don't have the original carbs. The Mikunis are apparently an upgrade. You'll notice that the badging on the side cover is held up by some tape. I didn't epoxy it onto the side cover when it came loose because I figured if somebody was going to restore this bike, they wouldn't want to have to bust apart my epoxy. So we'll try and get a closer look. It's got the original 4x3 exhaust, and the exhaust has seen better days. It's missing the rubber tips. I'll try and give you a better look at the chrome on the rear fender. The rear rim has pretty good chrome compared to the front. Very little pitting on it, so it wouldn't be hard to restore. There's a close-up of that shock. You can see that there's some rust on the turn signal, and the turn signal bracket has been broken at some point, welded, and broken again. But you can get those brackets pretty cheap or fabricate one yourself. There's some waving in the chrome on that fender, and it does have a little crack in it. Has a new chain, which is good. It's got the chain guard, which is good. There's the other rear shock and the other side cover. The beauty about this bike is it's complete, so if you were going to do a restoration, there's not a lot of parts that you've got to try and find, other than obviously a new exhaust. There's a crack in that muffler. It's got new fuel lines. Carbs are clean. It's got new points and condensers. There's the rag cover and crash bar. Front turn signal. It has the 1972 front drum brake, which is desirable. And as you can see, there's a fair bit of rust on the front rim. Nothing that can't be re-chromed and restored, I'm sure, but really, I don't know. There's the front fender. It's seen better days. Again, I'm not trying to pass this off as a mint condition motorcycle by any means. But it starts on the first kick, and from a distance it's a good looking bike, and it's rideable, and it's got a clear title here in Florida. Here's the gauges. I'm pretty sure the speedometer is slow and the odometer does not work, so it shows 11,683 miles. It's probably pretty close to that, but I'm not 100% certain. There's the front brake lever. It's got one aftermarket mirror and one of the original Suzuki mirrors. So again, for restoration purposes, it's not too bad. The bike is dead cold. I just wheeled it out of the garage. It's as cold as it can get here in Florida in June. So I can't really say exactly how it'll start for anybody in Michigan in November. But let's turn it on. We'll give it some choke just in case and give it a kick and see what happens. Bam! You can see that the choke works. Give it a couple of seconds to warm up. Get it down to idle. Oh, and it died. Let's see if we can get it going again. There you go. Gotta love a two-stroke. I got some, I guess, carb tuning that needs to be done. And also, my timing light broke when I installed the points and condensers. I cannot set it up with a timing light. I did set it up with a test light, so that's about the best we're going to get as far as that goes. But it does run and it shifts awesome. When it's warmed up, it goes like a two-stroke 750. So it's got new Continental tires on it, front and rear. So really, if you're looking for a rideable project for restoration with a title, complete with all the bits and pieces, it's a pretty good bike. I will be including in the sale a performance exhaust, stainless steel, 3-piece, a full gasket kit including engine cover screws, the original airbox, and a new set of grips. So that and the climber manual or Haynes manual, whichever one it is. So got all those to go with it. If you look at my eBay auction, you'll see a picture of all that stuff. And so that's my bike.